Oh, yes.
In
Please share
you could
this.
say, in a sense, Sri Aurobindo was a correction, a spiritual correction to that false idea, the misinterpretation, you could say, of Shankaracharya's philosophy, or perhaps the right interpretation, but maybe the idea not fully developed. So Sri Aurobindo made a book called Thoughts and Aphorisms, which I recommend everybody to read. There are 150, I think, aphorisms, and they're wonderful, full of mystic light and sometimes humor and very deep wisdom. And one of them is is about Shankara, and it's as follows: 3 times God laughed at Shankara. First, when he returned to burn the corpse of his mother. Again, when he commented on the Isha Upanishad, and the third time when he stormed about India preaching inaction. Think about that for a while. So 3 times God laughed at Shankara, because Shankara was known to preach inaction, to say that the world is all an illusion. But then, he descends from his mountain cave and he buries the corpse of his mother. He kind of shows that he himself doesn't really believe the world's an illusion, because he's going to burn the corpse of his mother. If it was all an illusion, why even bother, right?
Yes, exactly.
And then I actually had to look up the second laughter part, where he comments on the Isha Upanishad. And so Shankara's commentary on the Isha Upanishad, it says here, emphasizes the importance of balancing one's duties and spiritual pursuits. So there again, the duties that you have and in the world. And
Duties
Shankara,
to this
the
illusion.
big preacher of inaction, but yet he comments about how important it is to do your duties, and also explaining the significance of perceiving the divine presence in all aspects of life. And that's also
Mm.
something that, if you look at the world as an illusion, there's only one divine, which is the Brahman. And then the third time God laughs when he storms all about India preaching inaction, which is kind of a paradox in itself.
I do find that highly amusing, that you could go about, spending all this time and energy moving about the
Yeah.
country, telling everyone not to do something.
I have to think about Krishnamurti. He was
Yeah.
the well-known spiritual teacher from the beginning of the 20th century.
Yeah.
And Krishnamurti used to say, truth is a pathless land. And he was famous for, saying that you don't need a guru. You don't need a guru. There's no such thing, forget about the guru. But yet he himself played the role of a guru. He had thousands of followers flocking to
Mm.
him. He would preach to them, and he would all say, don't follow the guru, don't follow any teachings. Truth is a pathless land. And here he was preaching like a guru. So that's a very
That is
fate is an irony maximizer, I heard somebody say.
yeah. Oh, that's a great saying. But yeah, that's like, he's like the anti-guru guru.
Yeah.
So,
But at the same time, he was, he himself was playing the role of a guru through and through.
yeah, for many people, for definitely for
Yeah.
many people. And yeah, I also appreciate Shankara as well, that he did manage to make God laugh 3 times. Because I think if God is looking down and seeing the foolishness and the stupidity that is happening here on earth,
Yeah.
sometimes it must be hard to see the humor in it. But it's, the fact that Shankara managed to 3 times bring
Yeah.
forward some mirth from God, I think that was an achievement in itself. I think perhaps that could
Exactly.
have been what Sri Aurobindo was pointing to, is that Shankara, did a great service to make God laugh three
Yeah.
times.
He made God laugh. Yeah. He may have made a lot of people suffer inadvertently by, applying the philosophy in the wrong way. But anyway, the world is real. I think that's the takeaway.